Hello, my name is John Sveck. Welcome to this All 24 video. Coach Waterman and I are joined by Coach JP Asselin. This is part two of his scissors play. So I'll give you the floor here, Coach.
Thanks. So this is the same variation that we introduced in a previous video, where it's sort of a 3-2 set base formation, where both inside receivers, 2 weak and 3 strong, are pushing the top, trying to widen both free safety, and 2 strong coming to the middle of the field behind them. So let's see how that looks. So you see the coverage kind of turn where the free safety really pushed to the field, and we're going to get him close to the strong hash. Great job by 3 strong, widen him that free, and you can see we get the strong free on the hash, and the middle of the field is wide open. Now, one thing that I mentioned in the previous video is 2 strong needs to push a bit deeper before he comes to the middle. We don't want the Mike and the Sam to be that involved on this play. But great job by the 2 push route, 2 weak and 3 strong, to really create room underneath. If you go to the next clip, we're going to have the same play. Now, it starts as a 4-1, comes back to 3-2. Same concept. 3 strong is going to push the top. Does a great job getting outside of the Sam. Widens the free to the hash. And 2 weeks, I believe, takes that weak half outside the numbers. So we have like from the boundary numbers to the field hash to throw to the middle of the field. Couldn't be more wide open. This is man-to-man by 2 strong. Good job on, I think it's 2nd and 20 here to convert. Again, the other detail that we talked about is that 2 strong gets inside that half. And that's key. If he would have went on the wrong side the long way, he would have never been able to get back to the middle.
Yeah.
And then if you go to the tight coach here, you'll see one thing that scares me a little bit. This is Jesse Mills, quite an arm to fit that in there. His eyes are going to stay to the field right away. I don't like that. He's losing the weak half, right? He's losing the weak free safety. And if he cheat, we'll potentially have a 2 strong die in the middle of the field. And
yeah, he's got to see that crack, right, Coach? Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
get those eyes more right in the middle. Keep both free safety in your scope, and you'll see some good clip from Jesse Mills a little bit later.
He's a good Halifax boy. Good boy.
I think here we're going to get into our first variation. So if you pause for 1 second, Coach, we'll stay in this 4-1 set here, and all what we've done is take 2 weak, bring him to the field, and he's going to have the same responsibility. So he's going to cross the field in a diagonal hash route, how you call that route, but he's responsible to control the weak free safety. If the weak free safety wants to rotate to the middle of the field to make the play on the post, we'll throw to him. Let's run that. So you see, I'm pretty sure here, same idea in the coverage, is the free safety becomes a weak free, and he's outside the weak hash. And we have 3 strong pushing the strong free safety on the strong hash, and 2 strong coming to the middle of the field. I mean, that could be more
opens up quite nicely for you, Coach.
Oh, yeah. So versus cover 4, any type of cover 2 structure, this is exactly what we want to call this. And and you can see too, like, I mean, there's no linebacker involved, but like, the depth of it, we could go deeper here again by 2 strong. And I'll mention this here now. Maybe a key on this play from the defense point of view at time is 2 strong being a little bit delayed off the line because he's trying to let 3 clear for him. So at time we've played with this where 2 has the same release. He's going to be at the same level, but he's going to either have a little stutter and up and then on the post, or he's going to radical way outside and then come back, somehow build some time for 3 to clear for him and then come to the middle.
Coach, I'll ask you this. Is there any added level of a pre-snap read now that you're in a quads formation? Is there anything else you're looking for with this? Or
yeah, 100%. We can help ourselves here, right? But it's funny that the defense here actually doesn't rotate the way you would think, right? Normally the weak half would get high. They want to keep 2 to the boundary with the weak half in the corner to our number 1 weak. And it's the free safety that becomes basically I would call the weak free safety in a cover 2 structure. So normally, when we see that weak half stay to the boundary like that, we're thinking he's going to be the high defender. So that would be a key just to understand from the quarterback point of view, who are the 2 free safeties I need to read, right? Because here that could be a little bit tricky where the defense kind of rotate a way you're not used to. The 2 free safety we need to read here pre-snap are actually the free, and I believe it's the Sam to the field. Those are the 2 free safeties we're actually trying to read on this play.
And that's where your scouting comes in, having an idea of how they're going to adjust, Coach?
100%. And at times, to be honest, on this, I mentioned like we really want to call this versus cover two. Yeah, you can go to the next play, coach. Is potentially formation creates cover two for you, or creates cut to the boundary, which push the free potentially to the field, and you're kind of creating what you want. Okay, again here, like this, I like this. This is one of the first time we called this play ever, I believe. And you can see like the big delay by 2 strong. And you can see 4 strong that's trying to control the weak free safety get jammed by a Nan that backs out at the last second. And we're lucky here. That weak free safety, thank God, was patient a little bit, but he could have made a play on 2 strong here. And again, I thought the quarterback did a good job looking at him, though. He saw him and saw the space. So a previous clip where we saw Jesse kind of ignore him, this time at least he see where's that weak half. You're going to see it from the tight. But if obviously you don't want that from your 4 strong, it needs to go affect that weak free safety. A little bit unlucky.
That's a great point, Coach, and a great way to emphasize your earlier point of making sure you know where that guy is.
And Coach, just to add, as offensive coaches, quite often you got receivers and they get a little bit of disruption or rerouting. You really got to emphasize forcing their way through where they got to go and not just cutting it off and taking the easy way out. Is that something you talk about to the guys?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like you have to sustain contact until your depth, to the depth of the route. You can't cut it short. And here really, I don't know if you saw it from the wide, but he got surprised. That was an end that backed out at the last second. Yeah. And you can see 4 strong here is thinking that guy's going to rush, and then all of a sudden, oh, I don't know where to go. And for good on him, he was trying to get inside, right, to influence that weak half. But, again, it's like at some point you need to get vertical. You can't stay within 10 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Go to the next play, Coach.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to have some different look again. So now we have a close formation to the boundary with a tight end, and we're 4 receivers to the field. So as you made it up in this concept, every time we have 1 receiver, 1 eligible to the boundary, we're going to have that diagonal coming from 4 strong. So same concept. Instead of 4-1 is just 40 knob, whatever you call it, 40 tight, whatever you want to call this formation. And basically one thing that is important to me that you want to notice on that is that the tight end does have to release. So if you keep him in protection and that weak free safety kind of wants to take away deep and you're throwing that hash route, you cannot let a low defender climb all the way underneath that hash. So you need to release your tight end, at least as a check release, to attract him. Because you see here like that, I think it's the half that stays, I believe, or the corner outside. He needs to be high-low basically with that diagonal. But same read for the quarterback, staring at those 2 free safety and going to the middle of the field. Go to the next play, Coach. Okay, so again, different formation. That's the first time that our rules when we build a play are going to come and play a little bit more, where we're 3-by-1 with a fullback to the boundary, a wing to the boundary. 1 weak is now going to go just vertical. He's not hooking. He's going to go, and nothing to do with the press. It's just that when we hook and we have a diagonal by 3, they get pretty close together. So we want him to clear. And now 1 strong is actually going to be on the post. So 3 strong on the diagonal, 2 strong on the vertical outside, and 1 strong on the post on that angle route.
I see. That's an interesting variation. Yeah.
Yeah, great variation.
And I love this. This is 2nd and 15 in 2 backs. So strong protection. They want to play 2-man. And still our quarterback, this is now Mike Arruda, doing a great job buying some time in the pocket a little bit. 1 strong gets pressed versus 2-man. And buys some time a little bit for his receiver to create some separation before throwing a strike on 2nd and extra long. And it's a bit what you were talking about, Coach Gary, about 1 strong kind of trying to push his route to his depth, right? He gets inside and fights vertically before he comes inside.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal, Coach.
All right, so 1 more variation. Now we're 3 receivers only on the field. We have 2 fullbacks in the game. 1 is a tight end to the boundary. 1 is a wing to the field. Same rules apply. You have to release your tight end to the boundary. You're going to have a hash by 3 strong, vertical outside by 2, and a push the post by 1 strong. If you go back to the beginning here, you saw that pre-snap. Coach, you asked about pre-snap read. That weak half is 35. He's potentially our weak free safety. And he's coming low and inside. Like right away, I'm thinking that hash route is an option. And we need to make sure that back We have a B&E here by the DB that grabs her back that really open up that nice window for that hash route over the top.
Yeah.
You can see too, we actually get both free safety anyways. We have the middle of the field open as well. I love this concept in a closed formation. Makes them really protect the boundary after you've hit this hash, and that just opens the middle of the field even more. So here's the first, I want to pause it 1 second, coach, is that we're going to flip this play now, and we're going to play the scissors game on the weak free safety. So 3 strong to the field is going to try to push the free safety high and outside to the field. 2 weak is going to try to attract the weak free safety as deep and as wide to the boundary, and 1 weak is coming to the middle of the field. Now, to 1 weak, 1 strong, and 2 strong, we're running. 3 strong is going to be on a flat. It's 2 strong that's going to play that game on that free safety. So we actually have a curl flat concept here between 1 strong and 3 strong as well. But versus our cover 2 structure, and you're going to see how it can really open up with this alignment. We talked about alignment in the previous video. We're getting, again, the strong free safety on the strong hash, and the boundary free safety outside the boundary number. And the middle of the field could not be more open, I think. Great job by our quarterback, buying some time. Again, he doesn't even throw the best ball, and you're going to see it from the tight, but so open. And again, one thing that's perfect on this clip is looking at the depth of 1 week. Is going right over the top of that backer, and that backer has no chance. Like, he would have to back out of there so fast to make a play, because we're catching this ball about 20 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it really puts in an uncomfortable position of getting that much depth. They're just not used to doing that, so I can see how that opens up really nicely.
Yeah, we're actually catching it 25 yards on the field.
Opens up a lot of space, absolutely.
And I think there's one more variation, coach, that I really like, because this is going to be, again, to the boundary. But this is now out of a 2 back set. So we're base formation, could not be more base than that 2x2 with a good foot back to the field. And what I like about this is that we're able to do some good play action stuff, hold the will, and then play the scissors game on the boundary free safety, on the weak side free safety. And this was one of the best way we've ever ran this concept, to be honest. First down, teams that want to play some kind of match or anything type cover 2, that stressed that weak free safety a lot. Remember, coming from the field here, I know you'll see we're going over the top. And if you rewind this, coach, you'll see the weak free safety is staring at our quarterback. And I thought, like, hey, Mike, why did you go deep? Like, we had the middle of the field. He's like, coach, that weak free safety was staring at me, not even paying attention to our best receiver. Went over the top, right? Caught him flat-footed, and we're in for 7, I think, or I'm not sure if you get caught. But
that's a big throw.
Yeah, and it's funny because we really have both throws here. We have over the top.
You really do.
Have the post.
Yeah, but I can see that he just saw that hesitation. And, you love to have your quarterbacks come to the sidelines and tell you exactly that kind of detail. Why'd you think about that? That was open, great throw, but – and all of a sudden he's saying, Coach, I saw his eyes. I saw him staring at me. And, wow, that means he's in tune to what you're doing, right?
Oh, yeah, he was staring at those 2 free safety for sure. That's all what his eyes are doing. So that was great. And both this game, if you want to show one more clip, Coach, the next one is the same thing, but we're actually both Mac and Laurier like middle of the field open type of coverages with, I call it cover 2 type of structure, cover 4 match. And here, like, you can see, like, and one of the way, if you want to rewind this pre-snap, Coach, one of the thing is, like, pause this 1 second, and this is going to develop into cut to the boundary, basically, but they cheat, right? So now in good old cut coverage, when I played, that high half would be between 1 week and 2 week. But now they're letting the free cheat to the field, so they're protecting the middle of the field with the weak half. That's putting a lot of stress on him to the outside, right? And if you play this, you can tell the confusion by the weak half. He's looking at that. He knows this is coming. He's looking at the post. He's like, which way I should go? And we have both route again.
Absolutely. That's a great breakdown, Coach. As a defensive guy, that's a little too much offensive production for me in a cut up, but I appreciate you talking through it, and it's a really great breakdown, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.